The Boston Celtics, according to who you ask, could be the best team in the NBA through the first fourth of the season, and they haven't even peaked yet. So far, they are number 1 in the East with the number 2 offensive rating, number 8 defensive rating, and are sitting at 16-5 after the win last night. And the key to their success is their ability to make shots. Obviously, the whole goal of basketball is to put the ball in the basket. They're the best at it. Number 2 in three-point attempts, but number 2 in three-pointers made as well. Number 17th in three-point percentage, so they're not necessarily the most efficient. But hey, if you take the most, there's a good chance you're going to make the most. New saying that you learned today, all right? Live by that. We'll start off with Jayson Tatum here, who owned the year. Early MVP candidate, 26.7 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.1 steal in 36 minutes per game. He is undoubtedly the best player on this team. And like I said, early season MVP candidate. He's averaging almost 27 points a game on 50% shooting. Actually down a little bit, but 36% from 3 and then 61% from the 2-point range. The Celtics are so good from inside the arc, but as you can see, they don't really take that many. They're 29th in 2-pointers made and 30th in 2-pointers attempted. However, they are 3rd in 2-point percentage. So if they would just, attack the basket a little bit more, maybe they'd be a little bit better, but, not too much room for improvement, sitting at 16-5. Jaylen Brown himself is 53% from 2-point range, en route to averaging 22.2 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 1.2 steals per game. Not quite as good of a year as he was having last year, a little bit of a fall off after that big contract. The efficiency is all right, not really where I'd expect it to be. Honestly, Jaylen Brown having a somewhat let down of the first 21 games of this season. However, I think he's going to bounce back. And then the X factor for them, without a doubt, is Kristaps Porzingis. And the biggest X factor for Porzingis this year is his ability to play games, and he's played in 16 of their 21 games. So shout out to Kristaps for being available. 19.1 points per game for him on the year, 6.4 rebounds, and 1.8 assists in about 30 minutes a night. And I think he has been the biggest change to this team from last year. Yes, they brought in Jrue Holiday, but Kristaps Porzingis and people thought Jrue Holiday was going to be a bigger change, and he has been a huge addition. But Kristaps, 70% from 2-point range, 55% from the field, 34% from 3, 1.6 blocks, 0.8 steals. He's also a very good defender. We talk about Jrue Holiday bringing the clamps, but Kristaps can also protect the rim very well. He's 7'2", I'd hope so. And the big question for the Celtics this year is, can he remain healthy? Because as we're about to talk about, their bench is not good. So if you are enjoying today's video, make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel, so if you could just go hit that subscribe button, that'll really help us out. Of course, if you are enjoying today's video. If not, I guess you can just leave a hate comment or something, but I don't know why you'd still be watching if you didn't like it. Anyways, there could be a trade coming for the Boston Celtics. Their bench right now has not been great. Their bench rankings, they're 22nd in offensive rating, and if you're a team that's trying to win championships, 22nd in offensive rating for your bench is just not acceptable. You need to be top 10, I feel like, in bench unit rankings because the bench is such an important part of the game. Yes, their defensive rating and net ratings are very good, but offensively, I think they need a microwave scorer. I think they're like a microwave scorer away, and these are a couple of really cheap options right here, a couple of really cheap veterans they could go get. Now, if they wanted to shoot for the stars and get like a DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, somebody like that, maybe you do because you still have a lot of draft capital, but a couple of guys I identified here. Malcolm Brogdon obviously won Sixth Man of the Year last year in Boston. He's putting up big numbers in Portland, 17 points a game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He could be a guy that they potentially go after to help shore up that bench unit. Now, him and Pritchard probably couldn't play together. But 42% from the field, 38% from 3 so far for Brogdon this year. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, who is on the atrocious Pistons. They are awful. They've lost like 87 games in a row. Somehow worse than my Charlotte Hornets. Oh, Bridges just got dunked on. Anyways, Bojan is averaging 17.7 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, and 3 assists this year. Now, he has not been healthy for the full year, and that could be an issue there. Both of these guys are getting up there in age, but 47% from the field and 38% from 3, not bad. But like I said, he's only played in 3 games, so maybe the numbers look a little different after he continues to play more and more games. However, we've seen in the past, Bojan is a bucket. Now, Another thing that the Celtics have going for them that is, pretty solid is their guard defense. Derek White and Drew Holiday, two of the better defenders in the league. Drew is playing his role to perfection right now for the Boston Celtics. They don't need him to go out there and get 20, and he understands that. He's averaging 12 points per game, 5.1 assists, or 5.1 assists, yes, and then 7.1 rebounds per game. And he's, pretty efficient from the field, 43%, as well as shooting at 37% from three. And, he's probably the best perimeter defender in the league. If not, it might be Derek White. But he's averaging a steal and a block per game. And then his partner in the backcourt, bald Derek White. It seems like ever since the Celtics made that trade for Derek White way back at the trade deadline a couple of years ago, he's just made this team so much better. They have won so many more games. Before the Derek White trade, we were really thinking, do they need to split up Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown? Anyways, you see the numbers on the year for Derek White so far. He's very efficient as well, 48% from the field, 42% from three, 1 steal, 1 block. So probably the most efficient player on this team and the second best defender behind Drew Holiday. I'm going to have to give Drew the number 1 spot. Kristaps Porzingis comes in at a close third. But in my opinion, the keys down the stretch for the Celtics are going to be the bench unit. They're going to have to go out and make a trade at the deadlines. Brad Stevens is going to have to make a move because you cannot rely on these 3 guys to be your most trusted bench players when it comes down to the playoffs. And the Celtics have said that. There have been reports coming out that, they're going to target a couple of scores because, like I said, 22nd in offensive rating for your bench. Your bench is supposed to be a strength if you're a deep team. Now, I know they are top heavy, but still, they need a solid bench to be able to win in the playoffs. Looking at their upcoming schedule, we saw the win versus New York last night. So they got Cleveland twice, and then they got Orlando twice. Both of those will be or all 4 of those will be home games. Then they go to Golden State, to Sacramento, and to the Clippers. Really is not a very tough upcoming schedule whatsoever for the Celtics. I mean, very, very possible to be 7-0 after that little stretch. Orlando is solid. Cleveland is solid, but they're not top tier teams in the NBA like we see the Boston Celtics being. The Warriors, Bob Myers got out while he could. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. Like I said, I think this Celtics team is a really good scorer off the bench away from being the best team in the NBA. I think they are one more rotation piece away from just being unstoppable. Now, the Suns, they're good. The Suns are going to have something to say about that, and so are the Nuggets. But I feel like the Nuggets are in the same boat as the Celtics. Both are like a rotation piece away from being legitimately really, really good contenders in their own rights. I don't know who to give it to right now because the Timberwolves look really good as well. So, there's 4 teams, it seems like, at the top right now that, and, maybe you can throw Philadelphia in there. I don't know. Boston seems to have their number. But there's 4 teams right now that I think could take home the NBA title, and the Celtics are one of them. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.